Welcome to our heat map tutorial series. Let's take a look at the scroll heat map in Mouseflow and the things you can do with it. In Mouseflow, click on heat maps and then click on scroll. Once there, pick a page where you want to start your analysis on and click on the little eye icon. That will open up the scroll heat map for that page. Now, on the top bar, you still have control over the browser and the search bar so that you can move through pages for which you have scroll heat maps for. You have the number of views and you have an opacity control. You're missing clicks and intensity because, well, you don't need that to build a scroll heat map. Next, you still have control over which heat map you're reviewing, in this case scroll, but you have options to move to click, movement, attention, and live right within the heat map engine. Next, you have the device as well as the date picker. Now, the scroll heat map will tell you how deep or how long people consume your page. That means that the redder the area, the more people actually got to consume that content. And you can see on this page, on this blog post, that everybody, 100% of the people that visited this page actually got to see the title and the image, which is maybe not so smart if we want them to actually read the content, right? So we want to make sure that you take these insights and say, well, maybe in this case, we don't need such a larger preview image because that is not adding anything to the journey. Or maybe you want to change the layout in this case and have an intro at the top of the page and then have the image. Who knows? That's just a couple of ideas there to optimize our own blog post. That as you scroll through, you're going to see something called fold and some number of pixels. That's the average fold for the page. So what we do is we take into account all of your visitors' screen sizes and average it out so that we can tell you, hey, you need to ensure that the most important content falls in this area here. Now, there are some schools of thoughts that say, well, maybe it's not as important. If you want to qualify your users more, your visitors, you want to place call to actions below the fold. I've said this before, but in reality, it all goes hand in hand, right? It depends on the purpose of the page and on the purpose of your experiment if you're doing one. So let's continue reviewing the scroll heat map here. There's not a lot of mystery, actually. What you get to see is what the percentages of people that have actually seen a section of the page. And as you scroll through it, it will get a little lighter and lighter and lighter. And this box will go throughout the journey with you, showing you how many people in percentages have seen that section of the page, what line pixel, height pixel that the cursor is, the average time they spent up until that moment, and the average engagement up until that moment. So again, not a lot of mystery, but scroll heat maps in conjunction with the rest of the heat maps can actually give you a lot of information that could benefit the iterations of the pages and the little changes you make on your website to increase conversions and increase click-through rates. Let's continue with the next video with attention heat maps.